Welcome to an all-new episode on Back Pass with Russ, and with me, we've got our resident young man, Kelvin. How are you, Kelvin?
I'm doing good, Russ. How are you doing?
I'm fine, all good.
Second show, yeah?
Yeah. I hope you've got the jitters away and maybe clearer audio as well in this episode.
Yeah, I fixed my audio problems the last time.
Okay, all right. So looking forward to this episode now.
I can see that big things are expected in this episode because we are talking about a big club. When speaking about a big club, we're speaking about Inter Milan. Russ, man, I know you for a long time now. I know that you are a big United supporter, but alongside that, a big Inter Milan supporter. So tell me more about your memory of that era, Russ. How we were just speaking briefly before the podcast, and we mentioned it was great times, great players. So if you can just, maybe some memory of that era.
Yeah, I started supporting Inter in 1992, and we're talking about this era. It's the 1995 to 2006 era, Massimo Moratti's era. He lasted longer than that, of course, till 2013. But my greatest memory is of this era, actually. And it was such a privilege to watch so many great players play together. The only thing I would say that was missing was trophies, more trophies. So, I mean, in a nutshell, there were good times, there were bad times, disappointment, heartbreaking moments as well. And despite the lack of success, it was still an overall memorable time for me as an Inter fan. Inter has this phrase called Pazza Inter, and this era probably sums it up. So with us today to speak about Inter-Galaticos, which is what is the title of this show, from 1995 to 2006, we have Andrea Trevisi of Inter Club Singapore and Amos from Inter Club Malaysia. Hi guys, how are you doing? Andrea and Amos, the
Very
double
good.
A.
Welcome, boys.
Well, very good, and thanks for having me here. It's very nice.
Our pleasure as well.
Yeah, doing good. Thanks for having us over. First podcast. Hopefully the greatest ever.
Hopefully you guys enjoy yourself.
Right.
Yeah, you will.
Yeah, so you guys ready to get the show on the road?
Let's go.
All
Let's
right,
go.
so we'll start with segment 1. And in that segment, we're going to look at the 1995 to 2006 era. We got a couple of very heavy questions, or you could say heavy questions. Not very, but the first one is for Andrea because he's been a fan longer than even me. How would you describe Massimo Moratti's era in this period, 95 to 2006?
Basically, it was amazing. It was an amazing period. First of all, because not only the youngster like me were excited, even my grandfather was very excited that the Moratti were coming back. My grandfather was witnessing the Grande Inter of Angelo Moratti. Imagine the excitement to have again the family Moratti on board. So I remember very well. I mean, I am from Milano, so I was living there. And I remember February 1995, every day, the news, Moratti and Pellegrini talking, not agreement. It was, everybody was very excited. I'm telling you, we were very excited. And finally, the 17th February in the evening, we had the confirmation. There was no internet, there was no nothing. There was only the news. So you have to wait the news at 8 p.m. in the evening. The era was amazing. The 1995-2006 was a big spending era.
Yeah,
we were well known around Europe internationally as one of the richest club probably. And the amount of player we had in this era was amazing, just amazing. I was a season car holder in the period, so imagine I saw so many players live that, it was amazing. It was a really pleasure to go to the stadium, despite the ups and downs. But it was very nice, very nice, really.
Yeah, I can only imagine. It was exciting for me watching on TV. I can't imagine what it was for you in the stadium.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah.
San Siro is a big stadium, yeah? How many seats was it?
I've been to San Siro even before the 1990 when it was a reform for the World Cup, the Italy 90. So before it was Before it was about 65,000, and then with the renovation, is about 85 to 89,000, depending. Now, for security reason, they reduce a little bit of the seats. Is about 85 or something like that.
Still a big stadium.
Still a very big stadium.
Yeah, massive stadium.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Amos. Next question is for you. What did Massimo Moratti mean to Inter fans?
For me, I haven't been that long of Inter fan, definitely not as long as yourself or even Andrea. So for me, when I heard the name Moratti, of course, it brings back memory of Angelo Moratti, as rightly pointed out by Andrea just now. So for me, it's always good when we have a family business who's interested in a football club as a hobby, rather than it being a business. So I see Moratti coming in more like what I'll call him right now is a father of Inter. I mean, probably that's not the correct term, but that's how I see it. Someone who just loves Inter, is passionate about the club rather than running it as a business. So for me, it's like what Andrea mentioned, is the start of a new era. We had a successful one under Angelo, based on historical facts that I read. And it's very interesting that someone actually came over again from the same family with the same passion to take us over to the new era. Yeah. So that is very, very, what a huge decision. Yeah.
Yeah, of course, it means a lot for us Inter fans that Massimo Moratti was the owner, and with his history as well in the past, as Andrea has pointed out, and that time as well, got to point out that in Angelo Moratti's era, Inter was very successful.
Too successful, yeah.
So that is why there is that big association and the romanticism about this appointment.
Romanticism.
Yeah. So now, heavy questions out of the way, we're going to do fun questions right now. All right, guys, both of you, I'm going to ask you, Amos, your favorite big signing of that era?
It cannot be bigger than the real Ronaldo.
Ronaldo? What do you mean real Ronaldo, man?
Now, come on, man. He's the only Ronaldo, the El phenomenon. You can't get any bigger than that. It's like how they're signing Messi and Ronaldo recently. So that is the biggest ever it can be. A little unfortunate that, we didn't have him throughout the whole 4 or 5 years, but it can't be bigger than that for me. Yeah.
Andrea, yourself?
Yeah, no, not. I mean,
if you had to name someone other than Ronaldo.
No, Ronaldo. I just want to tell you an anecdote. I was there at the presentation.
Wow.
The Inter headquarters was in Via Durini, which is in the center, close to the Duomo, and they closed the traffic of the street. They closed the traffic because there were far too many people. There was about 6,000 people under the balcony of Via Durini, and I remember the moment when he came out with the scarf, the Inter scarf. It was one of the best moments, really. That was a big moment. He said, Amos said, Ronaldo. I have to tell you that in my personal, another very emotional purchase was Christian Vieri.
Yeah,
and not only for the player, but for the price paid. It was 90 billion of Italian lire, about 45 million euro. But in that time, late 90s,
for a striker, big money.
It was
huge money.
World record at that time.
It was the record. Yes, it was the record.
But Vieri didn't disappoint. Vieri was a good striker as well.
Yeah,
Vieri was a carry.
It was amazing.
Fantastic striker.
It was amazing. Yes.
Yeah, Andrea, your story on Ronaldo just raised goosebumps for me.
No. If I think about, I goosebump as well, because I remember that night. We finished. I remember I was studying university. We finished the lesson and we ran to the center, because there's a. At the time was very different, and the beauty of football was different. There was no internet, so it was like calling from the coin telephone. Calling home, my mother and say what time they present him, and my mother, well, look, I'm going to check the radio or the television. So it was funny. It was very good. Yeah, it was very, very nice moment.
Nowadays they announce the signings on Instagram.
Yeah, exactly.
A nice video at times.
Doing very well. They announce it on Instagram.
It's not romantic anymore.
That's right. Yeah, Andrea, which signing disappointed you the most?
Another big question. This is a personal. This is, I think, is only myself, but Sergio Conceição. I was expecting so much from him. I remember him at Lazio. Actually, he was scoring against us every time. Almost every time we played, he was scoring against us, and I was very happy. I was very happy because the wings was one of our weakness, and I was so happy when we signed Sergio Conceição. You really disappoint me because he never
reached the heights of how you played at Lazio.
No.
Amos, yourself?
My biggest disappointment is when Francesco Coco got swapped to us and we let go Pirlo to the other side. That's that's the worst bargain of the century. We strengthened our direct rival, and this guy never performed at all. So I was expecting that kind of big, you're swapping Pirlo. Probably he's not at his peak. But I think we bought him for quite a sum back then as well. I'm just swapping him with this unknown guy. This wasn't known to me. And he was injured, I think, for the rest of his career. and Pirlo went on to become a AC Milan legend and whatnot. So that was for me the biggest disappointment in terms of the transfer history.
For the record, Francesco Coco was at one point called the next Maldini. Yeah, correct, Andrea.
Are you serious?
True.
Yeah.
True.
Okay, that's new.
Yeah.
That's new for me as well.
Pirlo was not the only one. We lost Seedorf as well.
Yeah.
And way before that, 95, one of the first signings Moratti made was of a certain Roberto Carlos. We lost him after a season.
Yeah, I blame that to Roy Hodgson. I'm just not sure what happened over there. But we got Zamorano in return for Carlos, so I thought that was not too bad. Zamorano is still a very good player.
Yeah, he was. He was at his prime at that time, yeah.
Mm-mm.
And Amos, your biggest regret in that era?
Yeah, I guess like what Andrea mentioned, we do have the big signings, the big names, but it's just the lack of trophy during that era. I think we got 3 UEFA and we probably just 1 Scudetto, but yeah, we didn't manage to hit like Champions League level or really go beyond.
Not in that era. In that era, we just have one UEFA Cup.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was in Paris.
Okay.
So with my friends, 3-0 against Lazio.
Yeah.
Zamorano, Zanetti, and Ronaldo. Great game. But it was the only one during that era, 95-2006. Yeah.
No. Won 2 Coppa Italias.
Yes.
Super Coppa as well.
That's true. And okay, if you count the 2006, also the Scudetto. Even in a strange way, but that Scudetto is
ours.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't take it away, Juventus.
Thank
Andrea,
you.
Your biggest
Thank you. I
regret.
didn't wear my jersey today.
The biggest regret for me is called 5th of May 2002.
Oh my God.
Yeah, exactly.
Was that a Champions League semi-final?
No. The last day of the season.
The last day.
Even worse.
Yes.
Even worse.
Correct. Lost to Lazio.
Lazio Inter 4-2.
Yeah. I remember that moment.
We just need to win, and we lost in a very, very bad way.
Yeah, terrible. It was terrible. That was certainly for me also the most disappointing moment of that time. Heartbreaking, in fact. I would say heartbreaking.
It was heartbreaking.
We were so close to winning the Scudetto.
Yes.
We deserved it, in fact, I would say. But
yeah.
Well, just football. Yeah.
Football.
Andrea, your most underrated signing of that era?
Oh, underrated signing. I mean, in my opinion, in that era, there was a signing that we had for free, and he was 23 years old. We didn't pay for him, and it was Cambiaso. Cambiaso from Real Madrid. I remember the newspaper didn't say anything. I clearly remember that there was written just a little bit, Cambiaso joining Inter, because at the same time, we bought Edgar Davids from Barcelona.
Yeah.
So everybody was, oh, wow, we have Davids and stuff like this. And nobody cares. I would say nobody, Cambiaso was 23 years old. He was on the bench for Real Madrid, not playing. And we had it for free. And this is, in my opinion, nobody really understood what kind of signing that was. And in fact, you see, after 3 or 4 games, David was benched, and Cambiaso didn't stop playing. Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Good choice. Amos?
For me, the most underrated will be Recoba, El Chino. I think he came in an unknown player under the shadows of
Yeah.
Ronaldo's transfer at that point of time. And what a debut he had, overshadowing even Ronaldo himself. And his
What a
long
left foot
range-
he had.
Yeah, the left foot. And his long range free kicks and all. He was
Crazy.
superb. It was just surprising that no one actually tried to snatch him away from us and whatnot at the point of the prime of his life as well. So for me, Recoba is very underrated.
You should watch. I'm sure you'd have watched, but we should rewatch again Recoba's goals against Brescia on that first day of that season.
Yeah, he scored a brace, right? He scored twice. if I'm
Yeah,
not mistaken.
fantastic goals. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Andrea, a match that best sums up this era.
You were talking about Pazza Inter, no? Before.
Yeah.
So I cannot think about anything else that Inter Sampdoria 2005.
3-2.
89 minute 0-2 for Sampdoria, 94 minutes 3-2 for Inter.
Who were the goal scorers?
The goal scorer was Oba Martins, minute 89, Vieri 92, Recoba 94.
Yeah,
Crazy.
man, that game.
I think the best 6 minutes I ever seen in my life. I mean, it was
Actually, that game was one of those games where, we were doing everything to score. We just couldn't score.
yeah, exactly.
It was like, I was like thinking, this is just so unlucky. You're pounding away, couldn't score a goal, and Sampdoria just goes forward, they score one. And then they score another. And then injury time and the last minute of the game, pandemonium.
Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah. Amos, your choice.
Yeah, my choice is not the happy choice, but the one that really kind of gave some impact was the I think it's the semi-final loss. Sorry, I think it's a quarter-final loss. The one with a very iconic picture of Materazzi and I think
that's
Costa
the quarter-final one. Yeah.
Yeah, but the flags were being thrown everywhere. Because I think all this while we were trying to close up the gap to AC Milan, right? We're trying so hard to fight with them on the domestic front, on the global front, and then at that point of time we just lost 5-0 in aggregate. So for me, it's like this is really a wake-up call for the whole Inter fan, trying to restructuring from bottoms up and tops down and whatnot. So that for me really marks the reawakening that the gap is still very wide and really need to do so much more to really push forward. So that was for me the defining moment that really sums up that era. That iconic picture aside, but also that rude awakening that there's still so big gap with the AC Milan at that point of time.
Okay, on that point, what do you feel was lacking in that era?
For me, our attack is top notch. Our defense not too bad, and keeper wise okay as well. I'll say it's the midfield that we're actually lacking, because when we don't have the maestro like Pirlo or Seedorf over there that's trying to link the defense to the attack, so there's always like a missed passes or there's no attacking chances going forward. For me, it's the mid that is the weakness at that point of time. That's why we couldn't really push the whole team forward and just relying on Vieri to really just carry us with long balls forward and whatnot. And it's physique. So yeah, for me, it's the mid that was lacking at that point of time.
Yourself, Andrea, what you felt was lacking?
I don't think on the pitch was lacking a management, a strong management. That period was the period where Moratti was buying players without talking with the coach. He see a player, he want a player, and he bring the player. And most of the time, the coaches were like with players with the big team, like 26, 27 player, but not functional to
how he wants to play.
So I think that era would have been perfect with the Marotta, a technical a general manager like Marotta, filtering the big personality of Moratti. Moratti was like his father. Inter is mine, I buy whatever I want.
Yeah,
it's my money, I buy. But a lot of time we have a lot of players that we bought. We bought players like Vampeta for 2 games probably, and then we sell it.
Oh man,
these kind of things a little bit strange, Robbie Keane, like 2
Robbie
months.
Keane played for Inter Milan as well.
Half a season.
No, even less. I think only 3 months. We have it for 3 months and we send it back.
Yeah, we had Kanu as well, just a touch and go.
But
so many
with
of his
Kanu,
players.
the issue was he had a heart issue. And I
Yeah.
think Moratti did very well to pick it up, get him cured. But unfortunately, we couldn't see the best of him.
Yeah.
But eventually, he saved his career, I would say.
Yeah, he paid for everything.
He paid for everything for Kanu. Yeah, true. My personal opinion, I felt Inter was always top heavy. So strikers, attacking midfielders, we had a lot good quality. We had good quality defensive midfielders as well. As Andrea pointed, wingers we were a bit short. Defense we were bad. We hardly bought any like really good defenders. We were shoddy at the back. I remember so many times Paluka would come running out of the goal post and shouting at the defenders. Because there's so much space for the opposition attack to attack. And this is a time where Serie A was one of the best league, in fact, the best league in the world. And he had so many great players in all the teams, so many strong challenges as well among the teams. That was a tough era to play in. Your favorite jersey, Andrea? Kelvin, your question.
Sorry, I'm looking at the defenders now. Yeah, just for, I see Zanetti, I see Carlos, Taribo West, Laurent Blanc.
Cordoba.
Laurent Blanc was there. Dario Simic, Fabio Cannavaro.
Yeah.
Fabio Cannavaro, yeah.
Cordoba, Marco Materazzi, Christian Panucci was a good player. Badiso and Walter Samuel. So it's pretty decent backline, no?
Yeah, I think it's pretty
but there's also a lot more that I've not mentioned there.
Yeah, exactly.
Colonesi,
I'm like,
Gonzalo Sorondo.
Oh yeah, Gonzalo Sorondo. Oh dear.
Yeah.
Giuseppe Bagomi was a good one as well. Yeah.
Oh, Ras, by the way, I think you missed out Lucio. Or was it not that era?
No. Lucio came later.
After.
2009, 2010.
Yeah.
2009. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Your favorite jersey, Andrea, of that era?
Well, I am a big fan of Hambro, the technical. So for me, 1996, 1997, and 1997, 1998.
Okay.
My two favorite jersey.
Which one? The home or the away?
No, both the home.
Okay.
Home. Very, very nice. Very nice.
All right. Amos?
Yeah, for me would be the 1997, 1998, the one similar to what Andrea's wearing right now. The one that is very iconic to Ronaldo, the black and grey horizontal stripes. Everything of Inter is always the black and blue horizontal stripes. So for me, that's really iconic. And also Ronaldo kind of popularized it during that UEFA final, that he really just outrun Lazio all over the place in that jersey.
Yeah.
So that was my favorite.
Okay. Amos, your favorite manager of that era?
For me, it's really close between Hector Coupe and Mancini. I'll stick to Hector Coupe. There's some criticisms to it, but I kind of like his style. It's very Catenaccio in a way, very bold lock, very defensive, very counter-attacking, very tactical. He reminds me a lot of Mourinho's style when Mourinho was with us. It's very tactical. We're winning like maybe 1-0, grinding results, but it's effective in a way. So yeah, I'm quite a tactical person. So I'll probably go with Hector Coupe on this.
Okay, Andrea?
Mancini. No doubt, and a little bit second place, Simoni.
Yes, I was waiting for that.
Simoni.
Yeah,
How
Simoni.
about my man, Roy Hodgson? How about him?
Man, I think I just get hurt because of Carlos.
He didn't do a bad job. Honestly, he didn't do a bad job, and especially he was very popular among the supporters. He did what he had to do. But he lost, in my opinion, he lost the UEFA Cup in a very, very, very bad way at home with a very, very strange decision on the substitutions. Still didn't understand that night. I don't know, maybe the player were not feeling well, but the substitution were a bit dodgy. I don't know.
Yeah. And Luigi Simoni, God bless his soul, was one of the best of that era as well. I felt he should have been kept longer in the following season, 98, 99. But there's also Moratti, very fast, quickly sacks a manager once the results go wrong.
Yeah.
Wonderful memories, guys. We've shared 95 to 2006. That brings the end to segment 1. In this following segment, my friend here, Kelvin, is going to bridge us to the present after this short break.
noi saremo qui nerazzurri, pazzi come te nerazzurri, non fateci soffrire, ma va bene, vinceremo insieme. Amala, pazza intera mala, è una gioia infinita che dura una vita, pazza intera mala, vivila, questa storia vivila, può durare una vita, una sola partita, pazza intera mala.
Hi guys, so many memories. Like I said, especially the Ronaldo one. Thank you, Andrea, for sharing such wonderful memories with your experience in Milan.
Pleasure.
95 to 06, yeah, so many memories, so many great players. But let's talk about the present right now, man. Inter is still a good team. So many things happening. But first things first, I just have to get your opinions. Maybe Andrea first. How do you find Inter's new logo? I see you're wearing the old jersey. The logos are really nice. Now they just changed it up. What is your opinion on it?
I like it immediately. I work in marketing.
Nice.
And I think it was about the time to have a very new revolutionary logo. I think for the growth of the team internationally is a good. I have the yes, I'm wearing the old one, but I have even the new. I have the new, so I like it.
Very different, maybe to usher in a new era for Inter.
Yeah, why not?
Oh, wonderful. Amos, what about you, mate?
I find it very flat. That was my first opinion. Very minimalistic. I don't know. I'm not a minimalist person, so I prefer the more three-dimensional, like the one we're having over here. A bit color of the gold. I kind of like gold, blue, and black mixture of it. So I'm still more of a traditionalist than the current one. But I guess we just need to move on with the times. People are more minimalistic. People are more flat in the way. We should definitely progress towards that direction. Yeah.
This is the new age. The new age logos. Everything is. If you look at all the logos these days for all the previous clubs, everything is shrinking down. I think Juve as well. They changed their logo to Roma. I think so. So many teams changed their logo. So okay, thank you for that. I know I think you guys are massive fans for Massimo Moratti. What he did for the club. He was the father of Inter. I just want to know now. New owners, new beginnings. I know it's not entirely new, but man, how different are the Suning Group owners different to Massimo Moratti, man? Maybe Amos first.
Yeah, I mean, they came in with so much promise because China was like booming with just money for footballs and whatnot. So when the Chinese owner came in, I was thinking, probably they'll start splashing like nobody's business, which they kind of did it to a certain point until the government then starts to put a stop to it. So that's where we are at the moment. But the difference is very clear, right? They are a business. I'm not sure about their passion as what the previous owners had. But for them, I think they're going in from a business perspective, trying to widen the Inter fan, probably trying to bring that brand to China as well, because the China population, again, probably not so much EPL. I'm not sure to what extent, but probably they're trying to bring that foreign element into China. So for me, it's a very strategic marketing, very business approach compared to a family-oriented passion from the Moratti era. Yeah,
they do own this other team in China, is Jiangsu
Suning,
something like that.
If you know what happens to them.
Yeah. So how about you, Andrea?
I agree with Amos. No passion, no emotion, no communication, pure business, selling and make the most of money. What I don't like is that they don't. You win a game, you lose a game. Moratti was crazy when a game was lost. They don't seem to be upset as soon as the money is okay. They this year they look more interested in bringing new sponsor than bringing new players. I don't know, but unfortunately, and this is a thing that everybody can tell you in Italy, to run a team like Inter, there's no businessman in Italy that at the moment can run a team like Inter. Even Berlusconi cannot run anymore AC Milan. He told very clearly the amount of money that you need now for a club of that level, no one has in Italy at the moment. We don't have a businessman except the Fiat Group, which is owning Juventus. Apart of that, to run a team of that dimension, you cannot. I mean, it's very complicated to find a businessman in Italy available to spend that kind of money. So either is Suning or is going to be an hedge fund. I don't see. I really don't see other option.
You're right. Ras, what do you think?
Hopefully, we get some Arab money coming in.
Or some oil money. Some good old oil money.
Maybe Al Khelafi is tired to Paris.
Yeah.
He wants to spend some time in Milan.
Well,
there was some rumor when when they were looking for a share equity with some small company. So there was some rumor there was some Dubai-based company that wanted to invest. I can't remember the name of that company. So I'm thinking maybe they could be waiting in the shadows, and if this thing fails, because there are rumors that they are looking to sell anyway, Suning.
Suning, right? Yeah, I heard about it.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, I was just very frustrated. At the start, I think they did very well. They got a structure in place. Everything was very good. I would say they mirrored Juventus formula. They got the signings right of the right age. And then, what happened after winning the Scudetto? We couldn't even enjoy winning the Scudetto. Just 1 week after that, it's back to doom and gloom.
At least you guys won the Scudetto, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
But the thing is, we don't want to win this and then wait another 10 years and then win again. This squad is young enough to be able to dominate for a few years.
Exactly.
True. On that topic, on that Scudetto's topic, man, Conte's team last year, unbelievable team. You got Lukaku at front, you got Hakimi on the right. The list goes on. It just goes on and on. I think you got Christian Eriksen was there, and you got my favorite player, Alexis Sanchez, who tried to do something, but maybe, I don't know. And Lautaro Martinez. So how did this Conte team from last season compare to any teams from the 95 to 06 period? Andrea?
The Conte team was not only players, it was the group. It was a big group. You can see player really. It was a big family, big group, and in fact, to me, it reminds me the team of 2005-2006. So the second year of Mancini, when when
we won the Scudetto.
Yes. But the group was the same. They really wanted to win. They had a very strong mentality as a team. They were also playing a good football. So it reminds me that team, honestly.
Crazy, you guys won the Scudetto with Ashley Young as left back. Crazy.
Yeah. Yes.
I would say thank God Perisic found his form.
Impossible. Amos, what about you, mate?
Yeah, I definitely agree with what Andrea mentioned. It's a very cohesive team because besides, like, if you're not an Serie A fan, you wouldn't know the players that we have. Bastoni, Barella, these names wouldn't occur to you that they are actually top good players until Conte really brings them together. For me, when Conte took over, he was quite stubborn with his formation. He never changed regardless whether Losing Valley is not going to change. And then he's really stick with his guns. So it's like a very sergeant drill, very, very cohesive team in that sense. So it's like Andrea was saying, it's a very team unit rather than probably someone who's relying more on the offensive strength, someone who's very reliant on the counter-attack. So I can't really compare to the previous teams. I wasn't so aware back then on the formation and whatnot, but it's different in the sense that we are a team, very different from an individual base teams. Yeah.
It was like a big family, yeah?
Yeah, correct, exactly. And you can see how passionate Conte is, always getting yellow cards and screaming from the bench.
Man, he's a crazy coach, man. But it's a really good coach for me, in my opinion, as well. It's a really good coach. Ras, what do you think?
Yeah, just like I think I mirror everyone's thoughts. It was a team, capital T. That was a team because not just Conte, his coaching staff. You had even the backroom staff was involved as well. They were all in it. I think the victory belongs to everyone, including us, of course, the fans. Yeah.
I think it was high time that you guys won the Scudetto. I think the previous season you ran Juventus very close, isn't it?
1 point.
1 point or something like that.
Yeah, but I mean that one Juventus had
Yeah, they
the
kind of won it
title,
already. Actually.
won.
Yeah.
They started, slipping up a bit, and then we kept our momentum going, and that's why it became 1 point. Yeah.
Yeah, good. Talking about Suning, being very marketing and all about the money and business. Hey man, Inter did some decent business this year. On contrary to what people say, they did sell big players like Lukaku, Hakimi for big money, but man, they did some good business. You see, they brought in Dumfries. I think Dumfries is not bad. Zeko, and I like this guy, Joaquin Correa. This guy is, I think he scored on his debut. What's his name? Correa. Yeah, got it correct?
Yeah.
His nickname is Tuku. Yeah.
Tuku. Yeah, he
Tuku.
scored 2 goals, the debut.
Yeah, like debut. So I like the signings. I think they signed. Did they sign more, or did I miss out any more?
That's all. Alex Cordas.
Well, they bring back Di Marco, which was our player from Verona.
Okay. So what are your predictions then? No good signings. I think they have Simeone Inzaghi, who's also a decent coach. He did well in Lazio. So what is your prediction for this season? Will they be able to retain their title or give a close fight?
Who are you asking?
Andrea, sorry.
I don't know. I mean, I can tell you in about 10 games, I will tell you. I don't know. I hope so. I think this year the objective is to remain in the first 4 position, Champions League. And especially this year, probably the objective is to perform a little bit better in the Champions League. So pass the group stage, and maybe arrive quarterfinals, something like that, I think.
And the top goal scorer for the team, what do you reckon? Martinez?
I guess so. I think so. Yeah.
Good player. Amos, what about you?
For me, we have a lot of like-for-like replacements. So Conte was using a 4-3-3 and then 3-5-2, and then comes Inzaghi, who's also have similar with that structure. And then we replaced Hakimi with Dumfries. So we don't see much of Dumfries yet, but based on his Euro performance, I hope he can be Hakimi-like. And then we have Zico and Correa, who takes the place of Lukaku. Hard to replace, but I think we do got like-to-like replacements. But most importantly is our core didn't change. Our keeper, a bit of a question mark, but from keeper to defense to midfield, we are still having pretty much the same structure. It's just the attacks and the wing backs which differs a little. So I think in a way we still kind of move automatically. Hopefully the muscle memory and whatever Conte has been drilling into them will still keep things going. But yeah, pretty much it's like for like. It's, again, like Andrea was saying, it's really hard to predict. It's super unpredictable this time. It's Roma's doing very well. Even Lazio, Napoli, even Milan is doing well as well. So it's really a mixed bag of all the different teams that are really performing at this point of time. Timmy Abraham really caught me by surprise over there. So it's hard to say, but yeah, I'm hoping we can retain the Scudetto, but of course the bigger one is on the CL, on the Champions League, hoping to at least get past the group stage. We always fall short.
I have a question on that. I have a question on that coming soon on the Champions League. Then I want to know your and the top goal scorer.
Top goal scorer. I'm still looking at Correa. I underrated him, but he proved me so wrong in that 15 minutes that he was on the pitch. So I'm really, again, the thing is, Inzaghi really wants him. When a coach really wants a player, he might be the game changer, like how Lukaku is for Conte. So I'm really having quite high hopes now for Korea. Yeah.
100%. Ras, you want to take a shot at this?
I'm quite superstitious. I don't want to say too much.
At least give me the top goal scorer.
I would say
Zeko.
I would also say Korea. I think I'm going for Korea. Yeah.
Okay, guys. Andrea, you first. Who would be your dream signing for Inter Milan? If you can sign, I know the transfer window has been closed, whatever, but who would be your dream signing for Inter Milan?
I don't have any doubt on that. Oblak from Atletico Madrid.
Oh. The goalkeeper?
Absolutely. Our goalkeeper is a nightmare lately.
He's declining.
No, he's not declining. I think in Europe there's a lack of goalkeeper. Honestly, except for the big one, Alisson, Ederson from
Donnarumma.
Donnarumma, yes.
Donnarumma.
But Oblak, Oblak from Atletico Madrid is a goalkeeper in the last 5 seasons has been amazing.
That's right. What about you, Amos?
My dream signing will be SMS, Lazio, Milinko Savic. I've been really wanting him in my team for the longest time, but he's just too expensive and Lazio's not going to release him. I just feel we need someone like SMS to be in the
dominate
team.
the game.
Yeah, he's a very good box to box. Yeah, we're just missing that fierce midfielder. I don't know. I just feel that I can really use him in my team. At least he's all in my Football Manager. He's always there.
Actually, on the signings, you missed one fellow, Hakan Chalna No Glue.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Oh, yeah. The AC Milan guy.
True.
Yeah, he did well first game.
Good,
Wow.
man. That guy is good.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Amazing. Okay. Now, enough of Inter Milan. I'm just going to just divert a bit to Serie A. Okay. So the Serie A lost 2 great players this season. We all know that. 2 of the great goal scorers, Ronaldo and Lukaku, moving to the Premier League. Which player do you think will step it up this season in the league, Serie A? Could be any team. Could be from any team. But which player do you think this year would be their Andrea?
So far, I think 3 players are gonna. I hope at least that they are gonna come up, and is Tammy Abraham, in my opinion, is gonna be a big surprise in the Italian league. Dumfries, I hope so, but I also think that he's a very, very good player, and Federico Chiesa. The reason why is because Federico Chiesa was, he could not play as he should be because he had in front someone a little bit, some senior and important guy.
He got a goat in front of him.
But I think this year, and especially after the Euro Cup he played, I think it could be easier for sure.
Amos, what do you think?
Yeah, for me, Tammy Abraham was a big surprise that Roma really wanted him. Mourinho wanted him, and they paid a big figure for him, 40 million, I think. And he has been performing. So I'm really surprised to see him fitting in so well, so quick. Yeah. So he's definitely one of them. Next, definitely Korea. I think in Lazio, he was in Immobile's shadow. But right now, I think with Inzaghi, as Inzaghi's favorite guy, he might really be going all explosive out there. Next, I'm thinking maybe Tonali. I think Tonali is coming of age. He's really trying to be a really good playmaker in Milan. He curled in a very beautiful free kick. So I think Tonali might be coming of age, and I'm interested to see how's his development over there.
Ross?
Federico Chiesa.
Wow.
Only a pity on the team that he's playing. That just hurts my heart as an Italian fan. You know, I just wish he played for a different team.
No, Chiesa, don't.
Yeah, the same thing when Locatelli went to Juventus. I was thinking, oh my God, why?
It's all about the money.
Money, man. Yeah. It's all about the money.
It's a surprise. Not many teams went after Locatelli. That's another thing. But again, it's money. If we could have afforded it, maybe we would have gone for him because we were looking to sign all these good young Italian players as well. That's how we got Barella, Bastoni. Then now, we are stagnant.
It's okay. I believe in Inter Milan. I think this season they will get a good season as well because what Amos says is true. The core is there. Just a bit of tweak here and there, but still a great manager, still a good team. I think they can take Juventus for a run.
I think probably one thing very important is that Antonio Conte has instilled this winning mentality into that core. So that thing could bring us forward and, slyly, hopefully, we could win it.
100%. Okay. Andrea, I know you're a big Serie A fan. What is the best thing you like about Serie A?
I always like the tactics, how tactics are the game. If you see Serie A, sometimes a game with no goal are fantastic. Another thing I really love is the defensive attention. The attention that all the coaches put on the defensive side, how important it is. And another thing I really like is the surprise factor. Sometimes you go to play in the house of the last on the table, and if you don't play and you don't perform, you lose. Look at Juventus against Empoli. Empoli, many people consider Empoli one of the first team that is going down. Well, he won in Torino, and he won a great game. Honestly, They
2-0?
played 1-0.
1-0.
1-0.
1-0. Okay.
It
1-0.
was amazing. They play very, very solid. So this is one thing of Serie A. You go to play in every city, and you have to be careful because there's a lot of surprise.
100%. Amos, what do you think?
Yeah, I definitely echo what Andrea mentioned. It's like every team can beat every team. There's really no weak team in Serie A, especially when we're playing away. The teams can just surprise you somehow. Like when we played against Verona, wow, they were just pressing really high in the first half
Yeah.
till Handa just made that mistake. Yeah, it's very surprising. And yeah, like I was saying, there's also a lot of hidden gems in between, like Chiesa, Barella. There's a lot of hidden gems. That's why I like the Italian team, although they kind of get poached here and there. But it's interesting to see their development. Like teams like Atalanta out of nowhere, they're just a non-stop attacking, cohesive unit. They're pretty much like Dortmund to me. And it's interesting to see Serie A in the sense, like also Andrea mentioned about the tactical aspect. Some people find that very boring, but there's just so little space that they afford you to really try to attack and go in between. And yeah, I kind of like that tactical battle between the coaches. And now with more and more interesting coaches inside, Mourinho especially, and there's also Sarri and whatnot. It's very interesting to see how these guys are going to outwit each other. Yeah.
Sarri would be a very interesting appointment.
Sarri Ball.
Because Sarri Ball is going to come again. I don't know who. He doesn't have Jorginho in his team now, so I don't know who's gonna take on that responsibility for him. That's crazy. Ras, you want to take a shot at this?
I mean, I miss Serie A from the 90s. That's why I have this show called Back Pass with Russ, where we look at the football from that era. But yeah, I feel one thing Serie A has done well and that people don't give enough credit for is that there's a change in mentality in Serie A now, where teams are playing more attacking football, they're playing more positive, they're going on the front foot. And I think that's a good change. Well, of course, I would say that in terms of quality, it's not as high as it used to be. But I think in terms of players that are coming through, young players, developing players, maybe because there's not much money to spend, that's why teams are forced to develop players. That's why, you've got all these interesting players coming through. So that's what I like about Serie A. And I'm always keeping a close eye on the Italian players coming through.
Which the one to look out for?
Raspadori.
Raspadori. What about you, Andrea?
Sassuolo.
Which young player you think to look out for?
Raspadori.
Raspadori as well.
Without
Amos,
without any doubt.
For me, it's Satriano. I'm really looking forward to this guy.
It's
He
not
did a great preseason with us.
It's not Italian.
Yeah.
He's not Italian, but then
I wish he was.
Me too.
yeah,
Esposito's doing well.
Yep, Esposito doing well in the Belgium team. I think. Yep.
Also Scamacca. Raspadori and Scamacca, they are both playing
Sassuolo.
in Sassuolo. They're both very good.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow. Okay, moving forward to the Champions League. I think Amos, I'm gonna ask you this question because you were speaking about the Champions League earlier. Inter and Real Madrid again. Again. Oh my God.
And Shakhtar Donetsk as well. 3 of the 4 teams are in the same group.
The last team, I don't know. The last team got me confused when I first read it. Was FC Sheriff. I'm like, is this team from the States or something like that? Or what's going
They even have like those cowboy logo.
Yeah,
in their
I was
badge.
like, it got me confused now. I was like,
I think it's from Moldova. Yeah. Was it
I'm not
Moldova,
sure, but okay, so what is your predictions on that?
I still think we might come out short, maybe second in the group. Madrid will be Madrid, regardless of the mess that they are going through. I still think Madrid have that pedigree, and that's very important. I will really like us to at least come up second, at the very least second. We really blank against the Shakhtar Donetsk last season twice. It's a very fun group though. Everyone's beating everyone over there.
Yeah.
Shakhtar was beating Madrid was beating us, we were beating Madrid block. Yeah, but this round, at least I'm expecting at least a second position. Yeah, still below Madrid, but second.
How far do you think Inter can go this time?
It's hard to say.
I know you want them to reach the finals and then win. I know, but how far do you think with this team?
Realistically, I'm looking at quarters. Anything more is a bonus for me. Yeah.
Fantastic. Andrea?
Real Madrid, I tell you, with Mbappe.
If they get Mbappe.
If they get Mbappe, we would probably have been second. Now I think without Mbappe, there are more chances.
Yeah.
But from the other side, Shakhtar Donetsk had the Zerbi. The Zerbi is a very, very good coach.
Yep.
And it's not going to be the Shakhtar Donetsk we had played against. It's going to be very attacking. It's going to be using the wings, and it's going to be press all very high. So they're going to press starting from the goalkeeper. So it's going to be interesting. For the position, I agree with Amos. Quarterfinal, realistically, everything comes after that bonus.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And don't rule out FC Sheriff, yeah? They're a wild card.
That
Yeah,
they're not horse,
I
man.
They
mean,
shoot their way through.
they,
They have nothing to lose, actually.
they,
They're just gonna have
they
fun.
have nothing to lose.
Exactly.
What a story. They qualify and they go all the way. FC Sheriff. Unbelievable. Russ.
Yeah, I hope we qualify. That's the minimum. So many seasons we've not qualified, so I hope they qualify, and I think we can give Real Madrid a good fight. Of course, good memories of Inter Real Madrid from 98-99 at San Siro. My favorite player scoring twice, so that's a special memory for me. This time, I think we can run Real Madrid close, hopefully. But yes, like Andrea pointed out, Shakhtar Donetsk is a different team now. This will be
Yeah.
they'll be a tricky team to face.
That's right. That's right. All the best. All the best. I wouldn't tell you guys which team I support. I don't want you guys to. Okay. So, last question. Inter had some deadly strike partnership in history for me. In fact, when I was looking at the list, I was like seeing the names, and I got a couple of names here, but I think it goes on and on. But I just got a couple of names here: Baggio, Ronaldo, Milito, and Eto'o. And then you got Vieri, Lukaku, Martinez, you got Recoba, and my favorite players are Zlatan and Balotelli. My favorite, the most enigmatic strikers you can ever find in one team, Balotelli and Zlatan. But I just want to ask you guys a question. Amos first. Which strike partnership do you think was the most deadliest?
In terms of partnership, I'll go with Ito Milito. For me, they really complement each other. Although Ito is not playing his position, but it's really complementing Milito in terms of the counter-attacking and the striking and whatnot. Lula comes a close second, Lukaku, Lautaro. But I'll go with Ito Milito as the deadliest. It's really hard to defend against them. Definitely Ito Milito. Yeah.
Andrea, what do you think? Sorry, I
Yeah.
might miss out some names. You don't have to follow my list, but like you can name me the deadliest partnership you think.
No, I mean, what I can say is like during Moratti time, unfortunately they didn't play a lot together. But Vieri Ronaldo, I mean, is really deadly. But of course they didn't play a lot together due to injuries. So as well, I put Eto'o Milito. My before Moratti couple was Serena Klinsmann. That was my one of my favorite, and definitely Lula it was very good. It was very good. Without
We have
Sorry,
Cola now.
I missed out Adriano as well. That guy was a killer.
Yeah.
Adriano and Martins.
Yeah.
Martins, Oba Martins.
Yeah.
Oh man, like
Vieri Crespo had a good
Very
partnership.
Crespo.
For one
Crespo
season.
was also there.
One season. Yeah.
Guys, who didn't you sign, man? Guys, Inter Milan signed everyone.
Yeah.
If you use them in FIFA and you play classic Inter, man, there's no point playing.
Imagine that one game I don't remember which game they play Zamorano, Ronaldo, Baggio.
Inter Roma.
Yeah, I think it's Inter Roma.
5-4.
5-4.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that one.
Baggio had like 4 assists in that one game.
Yes.
Craziness, great. But I just looked up online. Statistically, Lukaku and Martinez were the best and the most deadliest partnership since 1958 or 59. I didn't know who the strikers were back then, but they did pretty well. I like the way both of them, like what you say, complement each other. I watched a couple of games last season, and those two, it's just like like maybe it's a Milito and Eto'o combination as well. It's the same, right? And they were mind-blowing. Russ, what do you think?
Yeah, that partnership was good. Very, very, very good. I don't want to talk too much about it now because it hurts the heart to see Lukaku leave.
Burns.
Yeah, but it is what it is. We've seen so many great players leave Inter as well. So, Yeah, but of course, my soft spot is always for those from the 90s and 2000s. So those were the ones that stand out for me. So many great names, great combinations as well.
Crazy, crazy. All right, that's all from me, Russ.
Yep, that's all from me as well on this show. It was an absolute pleasure speaking to you guys today. Thanks for taking the time out to speak to us as well.
Thanks
I
to
hope
you.
you welcome. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
A lot.
Just a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Anything you want to say to the Inter listeners out there, Andrea first?
Just support the team as whatever happens. Is like having a crazy girlfriend. Support Inter is like having a crazy girlfriend. So
Oh my God,
sometimes
that was a good
sometimes you love, sometimes you hate. So yeah, it's okay.
one. Amos,
Yeah,
Amos.
maybe a quick shout out to the Inter Club Malaysia. I was so happy that we finally have a club. Previously, we were like isolated individuals supporting Inter in a closet without no one. And finally, we kind of came together and
Congratulations.
pre-COVID, we finally managed to like go in some restaurant and put up our LCD screens and watch it together. So shout out to them. I guess next also to what Andrea mentioned about having a crazy girlfriend. I guess it's very emotionally painful supporting Inter. You're always at the edge of your seat. Your heart pressure keeps going up every game. You'll never know when we'll concede or when we're gonna score. It's always at last minute kind of things. So it's such a roller coaster ride. But do stick on to the ride. It's a fun ride, definitely.
Yeah.
All right, Amos, could you maybe give a bit more information on your club because it's new? Andrea, if you wish to, you could do the same for the Singapore branch.
Yeah, it's very, very new. So how it came across, we had some really hardcore Inter fans, but we never know them. Then somehow my colleague that I never even noticed, he reached out to me. Hey, Amos, are you an Inter fan? Because somehow we do post stuff on Facebook, but individually. And then eventually we start finding like-minded individuals. He pulled me, then we pulled some others, then eventually we start having our own Instagram page, our own fan Facebook page, and realized there's actually quite a number of Inter fans. It's just that no one actually reached out to anyone at a point of time. We have so many individual drawings of what we want to do as an Inter team. There's so many fan jerseys, fan shirts that we had in mind. Then we start rolling them off once we got the club going. So it was fun. Definitely one of the founders or pioneers of Inter Club Malaysia. The privilege of being a member finally. I don't know about Andrea, but we just got that Inter box that we had was like, wow, we're finally part of the Inter Milan globally, So it's really beautiful how we came together by just reaching out on social medias and finally forming an Inter club. That was beautiful.
Amazing.
Where in Malaysia is it based?
Pretty much KL and Selangor, still very centric to the capital. But we do have somewhat further to the East Malaysia, Sabah and Sarawak, but scattered here and there. Still very central towards the capital. Yeah.
All right, cool. Andrea, yourself for Inter Club Singapore?
Yeah, the club was founded in 2016. Let's say that for us was very big help the fact that for the International Champion Cup, the ICC came twice to Singapore. Of course, it burst the interest. Then let's say that especially after the first time Inter came here with Milito, and we have the possibility to meet the player. We have a very nice fan base. We are going to watch the game when they are in the, let's say, normal hours. Even if we did some viewing at 2:45 for the Champions League, and now this year we have watched the games on Zoom, so with a lot of people. Of course, not broadcasting. I want to be clear, not broadcasting. So we were watching the game and commenting, and it was a very nice. It was a very nice things, and also Inter was very kind in these years. They sent us when they were here the last time. They give us a Skriniar signed T-shirt for the club, and he personally give it to us. And we did the lucky draw, and last year they sent us a ball signed by all the players, and we also did a lucky draw. So we feel very supported, and we are very happy.
All right, guys. If you guys are interested, if you're in Malaysia or Singapore, you want to join the Inter clubs in either of those countries, we'll put a link down below when we release this episode. It's a pleasure speaking to every one of you. I think we've had fun. We've had a lot of fun today.
Absolutely.
Do look out for our episode and our future episodes as well. Have a good evening, guys, and a good week ahead. Till the next Inter game, of course.
Yeah.
Ciao.
Yeah, Forza Inter.
Forza Inter.
Take care. Stay
Thank
safe.
you.